I've always preferred working alone. Fewer distractions, fewer problems, and no one to slow me down. Most of my contracts take me deep into places where you won't see another person for days. 2 years ago, I took a short job inspecting old utility lines that ran through a heavily forested area in Oregon. It was supposed to be simple: 3 days in, check a few locations, and get out. The first day was quiet, almost too quiet. No wind, no animals, nothing. Just the sound of my own boots crunching against the dirt and leaves. I set up camp just off an overgrown service road. It didn't look like anyone had used it in years. The trees had started reclaiming it, branches hanging low like they were trying to close it off completely. That night, I noticed something strange. There were tire tracks on the road. Fresh ones. They weren't there when I walked in earlier. I stood there for a while, staring at them in the fading light, trying to make sense of it. There was no way a vehicle could have come through without me hearing it, and there was nowhere nearby for it to go. Still, I tried to brush it off. Maybe I missed them earlier. I shouldn't have. The next morning, I followed the tracks for a bit, thinking they might lead me toward one of the inspection points. But after about 10 minutes, they just stopped. No turn, no sign of a vehicle leaving the road. They simply ended in the middle of it, like whatever made them had disappeared. That was enough to put me on edge, but I kept working. I had a schedule to keep, and I wasn't about to bail over something I couldn't explain. By the time I finished for the day, the light was already starting to fade. I made my way back to camp, sticking close to the road. That's when I heard it. An engine. Low. Idling. Somewhere ahead of me. I froze. There shouldn't have been anyone out there. I listened carefully, trying to pinpoint where it was coming from, but the sound didn't move. It just stayed there, steady and quiet, like something waiting. I called out, thinking maybe it was another worker or someone lost. No response, just the engine. After a minute, it shut off, and the silence that followed felt worse than the noise. I didn't stick around to investigate. I went straight back to camp, packed up what I could, and decided I'd leave first thing in the morning. That night was the longest of my life. Sometime after midnight, I woke up to the sound of gravel shifting. Slow, deliberate, like tires rolling over small rocks. My heart started racing as I listened. The sound circled my campsite. Not fast, not aggressive, just circling. I didn't move. I didn't even breathe. After a few minutes, it stopped. Then I heard a car door open and close. Silence again. I reached for my flashlight and knife, but I didn't turn the light on. Something told me that if I made it obvious I was awake, things would get worse. Then came the footsteps. Heavy, slow, getting closer. I could hear them right outside my tent. They stopped just inches away. I could see the faint outline of a shadow through the fabric. Whoever it was, they were just standing there, watching. I stayed completely still, barely blinking, waiting for something to happen. Anything. After what felt like forever, the footsteps started again, moving away. I listened as they got farther and farther until I couldn't hear them anymore. I didn't sleep after that. As soon as the first light hit the trees, I packed everything and got out of there. I didn't even bother finishing the job. When I reached the road where I'd parked my truck, I felt relief for the first time since it started. But it didn't last, because my truck wasn't where I left it. For a second, I thought I'd somehow gotten turned around, but then I saw the tracks. Tire tracks, leading off the road. My tracks. Someone had taken my truck. I stood there trying to process what I was looking at when I noticed something else. Another set of tracks, walking beside mine, following me the entire way out. I never heard them, I never saw them, but they were there, step for step, perfectly matching my path. I reported everything, of course, the tracks, the engine, the person outside my tent. They searched the area. They never found my truck, or any sign that someone else had been out there. But I know what I heard, and I know what I saw, because whoever was out there with me didn't want me to leave alone.